Hey guys, Monday, June 3rd of 2024. I want to go over market recaps without any further delay. Let's get into it. Look at that uranium there at 88.75. Pretty much kind of going sideways. I know Cameco hit $56 and change, just like a double top. Now the question is it going to pull back down or is it going to grind and continue higher and into price discovery? So that remains to be seen, but so far there's a correction here. Let's see if we don't take out this low of what is that, 85? Take that low, then you got to watch out. Let's go to coal, and you can see that we put a low here at 94, put a high at 121. Looks like it's smack in the middle, maybe hovering around 50%. So let's see if it's going to retest the low, or from here bounce off and retest this high and grind higher and at least maybe kiss 138. Now to the good stuff, the indices. Looking at the weekly, we got this nice little correction, maybe a failed new high. Too early to tell, but kind of inside weekly bar. I know there's a lot of data that's coming out this week. I'm excited because it's going to bring a lot of volatility. Nasdaq's pretty strong. You know, the Dow is probably the weakest. S&P just kind of just waiting for something to happen. That's kind of what I'm looking at. All of these guys right here. Nikkei just sideways, Euro sideways. I mean, these guys put a little, higher high. Nasdaq did. And the VIX is slowly grinding higher at 14. I don't know what that low is. So it's looks like a failed new low. It's not going any lower. So that's probably, I don't know, that's an early sign to see that maybe it's going to pop up and test, 20-ish. We'll see. Crude oil selling off. I don't know if Biden opened up the storage and bringing price down. I'm not too sure. I kind of heard that through the grapevine, but it could be wrong, but if it's going to continue grinding lower, $70 right here, all the way to 75 on Brent. Same thing with RBOB, probably even 220 all the way to $2 if it's going to continue. I see like there's a lot of congestion here. Heating oil, I don't know if there's a lot of demand for heating oil in the summer. You could probably see it maybe kiss maybe 210, 215 around here. But nothing there. Natural gas, if you put a trend line, you always have this problem here with this thing here. Anyway, I'm going to try to do a trend line the best I can. If you do a trend line, you can see that there failed right there. It's having a tough time as of now. So just place your stops. I know we're inside weekly bar, so be mindful of that. They could, retest a high or push lower. Ethanol at 178, kind of grinding higher. Now kind of sideways, couple of weeks there. Bonds look like they're kind of getting a bid. The cocoa, nice little retracement. Now the question is it going to retest that high and continue grinding or push lower? So far, it's at the upper range. So if you trade that, keep that on watch. Cotton really cracked down. I don't know where cotton will find support. You could probably see that it could probably find support right here. So let's see if it kisses that level and if it bounces off there. Look at a lot of buyers coming in on cocoa looking at the monthly. Orange juice is probably the trade. I think it was last week, the trade of last week. Let's see what the weekly, inside weekly, the bears came in, pushed it, but the bulls came in, now it's kind of sideways. I can't trade it, so kudos to those that are long or in this nice little range. Coffee, same thing. Inside weekly, a lot of bears came in, pushed it down. Lumber. Yeah, you know what? This is going to be probably a nice little area for lumber. A lot of congestion down here, so it could probably go down there. We'll see. And sugar, you can see this level right here. Well, I see if it holds there. Maybe probably place a long. Let's go into metals. A lot of people like to trade the gold. Just consolidating. Nothing really too exciting. Just kind of going back and forth, but going sideways. So that's good. Silver, the same thing. You look at the monthly. Nothing really there. The daily, you can just kind of see it more in detail. Both of these, so they're just consolidating. Platinum, inside weekly, kind of consolidating there for a little bit. A lot of support here at the 1,000. Copper, glad that I hit that target at $5 and covered, because look at that now. It's pushing lower. Took out that weekly bear kicker, and now kind of inside within last week's range. So if it takes out that low, you know what, it could probably get around here, this level. So that could be a nice little short, because I can see where there's some support there. Palladium, weekly cycles are up, and it's just been consolidating and kind of going lower. But according to Gann theory, Gann says it's probably the best time to get in if you think it's going to go up, because this is going to be like a 1, 2, and then wave 3. This is where you're low risk, but you have the problem that it could probably continue pushing lower and test that low. So you got two options. You can either wait for it to test that low and see if it bounces from that low, or start nibbling in and then place your stop below that low. So if it bounces, because according to his theory is that if this is the turning point, then this is where you will get in, because then you got low risk. You don't want to get in here. You don't want to get in here. You want to get in somewhere around here. So the lower it goes, the closer it's going to get to your stop if you're wrong and if it wants to push lower. But I have it on my radar. I just don't see the price action, like the kind of thing I would see normally with a weekly cycle up and, it kind of turning. If it just kind of goes sideways here, there could be also the probability where the weekly cycle is not really influencing it or controlling it. And maybe there's another cycle that it's waiting for it to bottom, and it could probably go sideways or push lower from here until that perfect timing is right where palladium will turn. So far I'm still watching it. I got a lot of my money out of uranium sector, and I want to put it in something that it's hated and that no one likes, no one's talking about, and that is very, very sold off, pretty much like palladium. Let's go to meats. Nothing exciting here, just a couple of weeks. Inside candle, just kind of sideways, not taking out the high, but not taking out the lows. Life cattle is a little more weaker. Nothing on lean hogs. Corn, I was watching it, but nothing really exciting there. Soybeans just kind of fell off. Soybean oil and soybean meal. Oats, nothing there. All that stuff with India and the rice, it all became a dud. Dead cat bounce, and now like pushing lower. Maybe this 16 level will probably hold. Maybe fail new low and then grind higher, or maybe go all the way to around 15 and change. Soybeans, same thing. Got this pop, pulled back. I got stopped out of my wheat position, so that didn't work out. I was thinking maybe at least 750, but it didn't work out in my favor, so I got stopped out for a loss. Canola, nothing there. The one I'm watching and the one I've been trading lately, it's been the currencies. I've been watching the dollar key levels. If you've been watching my video, Kumo Cloud, finding support here at that 104. You got the 100 level right here, so there's a lot of data coming out this week. You have to just watch it like a hawk. There's a trend line that goes up here, and it's already cracked it. It's below it. I don't have my perfect trend line, but you know what I mean. If you put it, you can kind of see that there's a trend line. It's failed. The question is, will it fail here and bounce, or continue grinding lower? A lot of cycles are bottoming out soon, so maybe this could probably push it down and maybe turn. So we'll see. But so far, I've been, last week I traded the euro. It made a good a little scalp there. I'm watching British pound, and I'm also watching and trading the Aussie dollar. So those are the three. I have these on my radar, but there's not a lot of volatility on the Swiss and the CAD. Normally these guys right here is the ones I'm trading. And I think that's it. So recap, if you could swing the volatility, I think orange juice is the play for, for the long side to the upside. Looks like it's very trending. And look at, the fundamentals and see why there's a lot of buyers coming. I heard something about orange juice, but I guess Brazil or something like that. But, look it up. I know I can't trade it. There's a lot of things I can't trade here when it comes to the softs. And then the dollar, keep that on radar because it's going to do something. It's just consolidating. It's either going to break to the upside or to the downside. There's a lot of my followers think that it's going to go to the downside. Just this morning, I was at the airport flying in from Reagan Airport. I was looking at YouTube, and man, when you just type in the US dollar, oh man, it's like it's going to crash. China and Russia, the final play, the last nail to the coffin. I was like, wow. Everybody's leaning on one side that this thing is going to, collapse and go down. And it's going to be interesting to see once that cycle bottoms out on the dollar. I want to see if it's going to take out that high right here. Where this is the monthly. Not that high. This is the high I want to see if it takes it out. So if it doesn't take out the 100, but it takes out that 106, 107, there's a high probability, very high probability that it's going to test 114. Once it gets there, then it could maybe be a double top and go down. But if it's going to do that to test that, these guys are going to get, hammered. The cross pairs are going to get hammered. In regards to the indices, I'm still watching. There's a lot of data coming out. This is the one I really want to trade. Nasdaq is pretty strong, with the Nvidia. So that's going to be a hard nut to crack. And the Dow looks like it's very, very weak with that doji. But, it's one of those things. One is not just going to go down and then they all going to stay up. I think, once they realize that, it's going to snap right back up. You want to see all these guys right here start, falling hard. And that's when, you want to pounce. But so far, I don't think it's the right time. It's just kind of going sideways. And, that's what I'm seeing. But I'm watching and I got my alerts just in case I'm not, watching the screen because I sometimes can't. At least I got something to notify me once these key levels are hit. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video. Now I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on market recap.